Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, so I wanted to talk about this, and I wanted to just come to this conclusion and bring something to you guys' attention about certain things and certain behavior of certain people. Like I've said before, sometimes your true enemy is the one that look just like you. It's not always the dude that don't look like you or the woman that don't look like you. It could be the woman or the man that look like you, and you know what I'm talking about that. And case in point, it appears that Wack 100 seemed to really have it in for Nipsey Hussle. He seems to have it in to the point to where it just comes across as plain old-fashioned hatred and jealousy. Now, Wack 100 is starting to backtrack on something that he said, which was to be a private conversation between him and Hassan Campbell. Now, I'll get to Hassan Campbell recording the conversation between him and Wack 100. But now, Wack 100 to me is a guy, he just seemed to be playing with serious fire, and it looked like eventually he may get burned. I'm not wishing ill will on him, but at the end of the day, it's one of them situations where it looked like it's just headed that route, because you would think at Wack 100's age, he would understand. He's supposed to be a street dude, but he acted like a clout chasing publicity whore, and that's just basically what it looked like he's doing. That he's trying to do anything to stay in the news to get people talking about him. He seems to be basically addicted to the limelight or addicted to attention. And this dude is like pushing 50 if he ain't 50. But to make a long story short, he had a conversation with Hassan Campbell, and he appeared to have talked crazy about a lot of dudes. Gilly the Kid, Noriega, Nipsey Hussle, and it seemed like he took a shot at Blueface too, a dude he's supposed to manage. But Wack 100, he stayed getting into it with people. But I'm really finna unmask him for who he really is. Now keep in mind, Wack 100 is the game's manager. Really, how he got his claim to fame was a while back when the game and this goofy ass rapper named Stitches, who loved to go around, a white boy who loved to go around calling people niggas and all that kind of stuff. Basically, him and the game was beefing, and he called himself trying to pull up on the game in Miami, and basically Wack 100 dropped him. Now, a lot of us respected Wack 100 for that, but then as time went on and the years went on, he really started to earn his name Wack, because he just started just speaking bad on everybody, and particularly deceased black men. Tupac, Nipsey Hussle, can't seem to keep them guys' name out his mouth. But in this latest stunt his, or antic of his, he basically was just on the phone talking big shit about a lot of different dudes in the industry. But he said something that was really disrespectful towards Nipsey Hussle, but now he's trying to backtrack. He said that there's some alleged sex tape with Nipsey Hussle, and it ain't the type of sex tape that, it ain't Ray J and Kim Kardashian. It's supposed to be Nipsey Hussle, and, you guys know what I'm saying. But when the audio got leaked, he started backtracking, saying, oh, well, no, I didn't mean it was no gay stuff on there and all that. But he's been backtracking. And a lot of people are livid with him for basically trying to put that out. And I think that's very weak for you to try to say that about somebody who's not here to defend himself. He's saying Nipsey Hussle never put in no real work in the streets and all that stuff. I just don't understand why he have it in for Nipsey Hussle. And actually, Nipsey Hussle did put some real work in the streets. Because you know why? He took the money that he got in the streets and he opened up a business. A profitable business that was doing very well until his passing. I mean, Wack 100 playing with fire on just so many levels. Everybody knows Nipsey Hussle was a rolling 60s Crip, and Wack 100 has affiliation with the Bloods. So that's kind of like, going down a slippery slope. You don't want it to get to where it's a color thing, and I ain't talking about black. I'm talking about a blue and red thing. But this dude just stayed like getting into it with people. He stayed talking about Nipsey Hussle. And at the end of the day, Wack 100 is just one of the biggest disappointments out there. And then he tries to justify his antics and his coonery by trying to create fake narratives, basically to justify him being aligned with a non-black Mexican snitch and you-know-who, rat boy, who told on everybody and their mama. Now, before you come on here talking about, well, they was messing with his baby mama. Well, she said yes. And at the end of the day, you shouldn't have babies with thoughts. You know what I'm saying? If she belonged to the streets, then she gonna be in the streets and she gonna have the mentality of the streets. And obviously, that's what she into. But at the same time, say what you want to say about Shotty and the other dudes. At the end of the day, Shotty helped make him a millionaire. Helped make him millions of dollars. So, as that saying goes, there's always the price, the price of fame. But at the end of the day, whatever. Still not an excuse to become a snitch. And then Wack 100 trying to justify it by trying to make up this fake narrative that he's a civilian, so he's allowed. Nah, doesn't work like that, homeboy. You trying to make up a fake narrative. He the one that was sitting up there making videos, acting like he was a blood. He made a song called Sawu and all that kind of stuff. He wanted to live that lifestyle. He wanted to, get his CB4 on. So don't try to play that role like, okay, he was a civilian. And first of all, he ain't no damn civilian, okay? Because this ain't no damn military thing. So that's another fake narrative. At the end of the day, Wack 100 trying to find a way to talk around his coonery and him being the ultimate sellout. He want to align himself and work with a snitch, but then he want to talk bad on, hip-hop legends. He say Nipsey Hussle didn't have, he wasn't a rap legend. Yes, he was, because he didn't put out a whole bunch of albums. Grinded all my life and Hustle and Motivate, even before Nipsey's passing, they were classics. You don't have to have 10 albums to be a hip-hop legend. He made his mark on music, on business, and he was an influence on a lot of up-and-coming black men and women who showed that you can come from the streets and get it and go legit. And he was proud of that. And unfortunately, his life was taken from him 3 years ago. But yeah, Wack is he's not a good person. He got the right name because he Wack. Just like he fucked up that, you know what I'm saying, that boxing match that was gonna take place between Chris Brown and Soulja Boy. He messed it up. He got involved, and he was just talking stupid. You know, Floyd wanted to put it together, and he trying to undermine Floyd, and you know, Floyd shut it down. Talked about we didn't need Floyd and all that kind of stuff. Well, it never happened. So he found a way to screw that up. But like I said before, the biggest indictment on him is aligning himself with a non-black snitch who told on a bunch of black people and caused them to go to jail. He wasn't man enough to do his time. He wanted to cut a deal, but he was talking all this stuff on records. You seen him going from different city to different city, doing his fake pull-ups, acting like he wanted smoke with everybody. But then he was doing his fake pre-recorded videos and then posting them on social media like he was, you know, live in effect, and he wasn't. So I ain't trying to hear this stuff about he was a civilian. But that's what a lot of dudes do. They try to change the narrative. Try to change the narrative of street politics and being affiliated with the streets. Like I said, half of this 6ix9ine situation is about 6ix9ine, and then the other half of it is about him. He's trying to justify being a no good rat bastard. That's aligned with another rat bastard. And anybody with common sense know that he full of it. Now, of course, you gonna get the mousepad mobster gang that's gonna try to Wack is right, because it's easy to manipulate people. You know, it's easy to manipulate people via social media sometimes. But yeah, you got the mousepad mobster or the nigga nerds that'll try to buy into that. But at the end of the day, I just want to tell y'all to shut the fuck up and stay in y'all place. And y'all place ain't the streets. You don't know nothing about the streets, so just stop it. A snitch is a snitch. Like I said, he signed up for it. He wanted to play that role like he was about that street life. But then when it got tough for him, then all of a sudden, you know, he turned informant. And then you got Wack trying to justify that shit by trying to line himself with that dude. But I knew that's what he wanted to do anyway, because he was talking about that dude too much when he first went, when he first went down. And he was trying to, mind screw these buffoons on social media, trying to prep them and justify it and manipulate them. Didn't work on me, because I knew what he was doing. But like I said before, this is a dude that got something negative to say about black men, but then he always sucking up to that cornball snitch Mexican and trying to justify him being what he is, which is a rat. But yeah, then like I said, getting back to the Nipsey Hussle thing, that's just despicable for him to even say something like that, which is looking like that he was lying, that he just was talking out the side of his neck. And like I said before, Wack is like possibly 50 years old, and him doing this stuff is not a good look for him. That's just real talk. It's just not a good look. He looked really weak. constantly speaking on men that are not here to defend themselves. Like I said, you being aligned with Rat Boy, that just says a whole bunch about your character. Real talk. And you can sit up here and try to make up these false narratives, trying to justify yourself being aligned with that rat bastard, but at the end of the day, real street dudes see right through you. And like I said before, this dude seen that, like, just like talking crazy about everybody. You know? And like I said before, the dude is like really playing with fire. He already can't go to certain places. And I'm sorry, I wouldn't want to like live like that where I gotta look over my shoulder and stuff. Now, for any Wack 100 fanboy that's gonna come on here and say, oh, you wouldn't say that to her face. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Wanna bet? Wanna bet Mousepad Mobster? You wanna bet some money on that? I'm just keeping it a buck, man. Not a good look, man. Like I said, he's straight backtracking on the Nipsey Hussle thing. But like I said before, it's probably just a bold-faced lie. And then, of course, instead of him, you know, manning up that he got busted, of course he blaming it all on Hassan Campbell. Now, let me get to Hassan Campbell. I know what Hassan Campbell was trying to do, but on the real, man-to-man, real dudes don't record no phone calls. If you gonna talk on the phone, you talk amongst yourself as men. You don't record no phone call and you don't put it on social media. That's not what real men do. But Hassan Campbell kind of came across anyway as a clout chaser when he started this fake beef with Kwame Brown. And I know y'all remember that stuff. It happened last year when Kwame Brown was blowing up all over YouTube and stuff. But yeah, that's just my take on the whole situation. I don't think it's cool to be recording phone calls, private alleged phone calls between two men. But at least now people see what type of person Wack 100 is. He just a hater, and he just come across as being jealous of Nipsey Hussle. That's just the only way you can put it. That's just the only way you can put it. That's just the truth, whether you like it or not. So I'm just saying, don't come on here saying you wouldn't say it to Wack 100 face. You wouldn't go to LA. First of all, Wack 100 ain't from LA. He from the Valley. Okay, so he not from LA. And I just came from LA. Okay. And I was over there where the Crips be at, over there by the 60. So just stop it. Anyway, thanks for listening. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.